Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Vinland Saga. It is episode 4, and I really look forward to see where we are going now, because the big question is, more bloodshed or can we talk it out? But, as always, just continue the video to see my reaction, or if you want to see my reaction with inlayed video, go down into my descriptions, there will be a link, and that will lead you over to my Google Drive account. That being said, here we go in 3, 2, 1, now. A true warrior, okay. He just beats him up with his bare fists. I like that. We had that already last time, that you won that. But it's cool to see it again. 4 at once. Yeah, dude, better run. And he likes it. Ah, he just broke his elbow. Holy shit. Just like that. He's cleaning house. Come on, Bjorn, what is it? What's it gonna be? Oh man, he's enraged. Yeah, he's beating his own men now. Just to show off. Yep, Berserk. I say it's a mushroom. It's gotta hurt. Berserker mushroom, yeah. Nice, just a little jab. Just like, no. Oh, shit. He did knock him out. Still here. They look nasty. Okay. The kids. And there's Bjorn coming in. It's time to say parlay. No bows and arrows, luckily. Well, at least it's not a cliffhanger this time. It's just a cliffhanger for the intro. Holy heck. Hey, he's still there. That's interesting. Um, we can see Escalot in the intro. So he will be around for a while, I guess. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, you could even see him eating the mushroom, I just realized. Oh, Bjorn is really out. Yeah, they have a lot of those up there, okay. Indeed. I like life, you know? He has a good view of the world. Yeah, the others would die. Yeah. Where is Askeladd? Oh, there he is. Okay. Clever. And that's true. I mean, he bit. Does the man look to you? Yeah. And now he knows you're his son, you little. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, then he doesn't have to spare him, or what? It would be interesting if Askeladd would be like, I forfeit instantly. I think Askeladd cannot win this one, but then... That was clever. Whoa, little sneaky. Nice. Whoa. That was surprising. Okay, he is dangerous. Holy shit. But already out of breath? Ooh. Nice dodge. Yeah, but you're only in the defense, you cannot win. Dude, killing is not the answer. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he will catch a white swing. Ah, that was the arm. Why not? They've seen you lost. So what? He's calling him bluff. He Interesting statement. Wow, he's offering the wow. That was a true moment. Whoa, dude. What are you doing, Askeladd? He is a good man, I think. He just... Eh. I mean, he's standing and talking. Respect. Yep. The questions that you can't answer at that age. Oh shit. Oh damn, I think Thorfinn is snapping. Yep. He's still there. Don't make fun of him. Askeladd knows what's going on. Look at the difference, how he's watching. Yeah. Yep. No more fun. Wow. Holy shit, what an episode. Okay. Okay. Damn it, man. Where do we begin? I mean, in the end, the episode was called A True Warrior, and I think that it is what it was about. A true warrior does not need a sword. Yeah. Man, Thor's this typical beacon of hope thing. It reminds me a little bit of Game of Thrones as example. The Stark family and their father, right? You have like this one beacon, this one person who is the embodiment of something. In the case of Ned Stark, it was the embodiment of loyalty and how to be true to your word. And in the case here of Thor's, it was the embodiment. Sorry, my chair is squeaking like hell. It was the embodiment of being a true warrior and still having respect, loyalty, having standing to your word, being true to yourself and to others, all of this stuff, right? And striving for peace. And I think that was one of the problems that Thor's had. If he would have been just like, how to say, like a wild one, just going berserk himself, like beyond it, if he wouldn't care about his family and his people from the village, then on the one hand he wouldn't be in the village. The other thing as well is he would just have jumped on the next ship and killed them. He would have killed the first crew and the second one then, and even the bowman could not possibly not have stopped him, because when he's in the crowd fighting, he can dodge the arrows. He has the option to reflect them, which is hard, we all know. And he can use other men as shields against the arrows. But he did not go for that, because he wanted to be peaceful, and you can see it in the end. When Askeladd thinks about the fact that 28 men are injured, none of them is dead. There was only one casualty in this whole fight, and that was Thor's. And I think he won the respect of Askeladd there. Askeladd had the huge problem in this moment that he is standing in front of his men, and he needs to keep their loyalty. He has to be the strong captain, right? He was beaten in a sword fight, so it was shown that he can be beaten just by, let's call it, physical might. And then he, due to the help of Bjorn, he could show that he will still win by being meaner and more clever and not so respectful as others. So that's how he keeps their loyalty. Because any man of his crew will now think, even if I would be strong enough to beat him, he then would pull out a nasty trick to beat me. And so that's why this whole scene with capturing Thorfinn was so important for him. And he had multiple moments, in my opinion, in this episode where you could see that he was strongly admiring Thor's. He was strongly believing in him, and his offer, lead our troop, lead us. It was a true moment. I really think it was meant. It's just that Thor does not want to go to war. He does not want to have pirate crews or even armies below him. He just wants to live peacefully, so he denied it. And then Askeladd acted as though it was a joke, which it wasn't, right? So the last offer of Thor's, throwing away his sword. I mean, there were multiple things. He said, a true warrior does not need a sword. This means so much. That means a true warrior is not defined by fighting and killing. It is defined by a state of mind, how you act, how you carry yourself, and how you react to situations. You are meant to defend those who cannot defend themselves. So his men, his village, and in this case his child. So he does not need a sword for that. And by throwing away the sword, I think it was kind of a message to Askeladd there. Because they talked before that Askeladd is sent to to kill him. So he said, I won the fight. Askeladd approved. He said, you won the fight. And then he shoots him. So it is this discussion between the two, the fight, everything is so much respect in there. Those were two very strong characters interacting with each other. And I think Askeladd was very sorry about what he had to do. He was paid to do it. He knew he kind of had to do it, or he would possibly have lost the trust of his people. But he had to pay homage to Thor's getting more neither everything he wanted. So his whole crew was safe, his kid was safe. He chose the death of a warrior. He was being shot. He threw away his sword before, so he took it. He was the bulwark that blocked the arrows, you could say. He was defending his people by dying in this moment and by choosing to do it. It was not that... I mean, it was kind of forced on him, true. But it was a very, very strong moment. I'm sure I can understand that his son does not understand it. I don't know if a lot of the men of Askeladd understood what happened there. But I can just hope that maybe others will in the future. What I ask myself is what this will do to Askeladd in multiple ways. On the one hand, yes, Thorfinn is after his throat, no question there. There will be, and we've seen it in the intro, there will be a fight in the future with a more grown-up version of Thorfinn going after him, trying to kill him. But I kind of have an inkling that it might, as weird as it is, be happening that maybe, just maybe, Askeladd will turn into some kind of a mentor for Thorfinn. He has huge respect even for the dead Thors. Because even after he died, he got the message from him that none died, right? Except for Thors. All his men that he punched down are still alive. So he has huge respect, I think. He kind of made a promise, I think, to Thors in this, you give me your life, which he did, right? And I will spare your kid and your man. But by sparing his kid, there is more to it. I think it might be that he feels a sense of having to take over at least a part of the fathership. Because he took the father from the son. He knows it. So, maybe, just maybe, we will see there a moment later on. I think it's a lot of episodes to go, possibly to the end of it. Maybe Askeladd will turn into a mentor. If Thorfinn lets him, which is hard. I mean, come on. He killed his dad. I mean, he did not pull the strings, but... I mean, in many regards, he did not pull the strings of the bow, but he pulled the strings of the whole thing that killed him. Although that is Loki as well. Was it Loki? Floki. Ha! Very fitting. Just realized, Loki and Floki very close to each other. Yeah. So there was a lot of that. Then, Thor's dying. He did not fall. I mean, it was a moment of strength, of endurance to show I'm still standing because I have stuff to do. So he said goodbye to his son. He gave he made sure with Askeladd that he won the fight, which means my people will go, right? And he gave an order to life, or a question, but I mean, let's be honest, it's more like an order, to bring his head to the leader of the Yom Vikings. There are multiple things in there. One in there is the leader of the Yom Vikings requested him to appear. If he wouldn't, there is a good chance they would raid the village. So he made sure this doesn't happen. The other thing is, if life brings the head there will be questions. Because I'm pretty sure the leader of the Yom Vikings did not order the death of Thors. So there will be possibly the question what happened, and maybe, just maybe, Floki will get in trouble. Although you cannot really prove it without Askeladd, right? And I think being a mercenary, a pirate, it's possibly not so easy to convince him to say that. But still, even that. So even in his death, he protects his village and his family. Incredible man. Apart from that, we had the moment in the beginning, Björn being a wild man, being a berserk, who at least could stand up to Thors for some time. But still, he was not... I mean, Thors is designed as the ultimate warrior in the whole setup of this episode, so it makes sense that he cannot be stopped easily. And he could take out so many men. I mean, wow. The fight against Askeladd was fantastic, in my opinion. This characters outsmarting each other, trying to find openings in the other's defense. Askeladd being kind of a backstabber there. Thief, right? Trying to take a sneak attack, which did work, but not deep enough. And after what, he had no more chances, kind of. And he fell into the trap that Thor set up. But even just the fact that while being in a fight and being hit with a sword and having to parry and fearing for your life, he was still able to think, to analyze what's going on, to come up with a plan. It was a plan that Thor's made for him, but still, it shows that he's a very, very good fighter and a capable man, and that's the reason he's the leader of his group of people. It was a good fight. And in the end, this last moment with Thorfinn, I mean, we've seen it. It was this change from little innocent boy to enraged, hate-filled character who will, as it seems now, have one major goal: to kill Askeladd and all those who did it to his dad. This moment when the laughter of the men turned into silence and they said, well, he's just a kid. That was a moment where a grown man realizes, damn it, this is from the deepest soul of this kid. This hatred coming, this cry of havoc coming out and saying, I will kill you. I will kill you. I'm going to kill you no matter what, is what he said, right? And it's this honesty, the brutal honesty, the moment when you realize there's no play in it, there is no acting as if, there's no try of intimidation. This kid is not acting anything. It just is shouting out his whole soul in this sentence. All his life changed there, and the man realized it, and I think there was this moment of shiver going through them, and the sentence of, hey, it's still a kid, right? That was insecurity. That was, to the others, we do not have to be afraid, do we? Because they are afraid in this moment. They realize if they meet this kid again, and they will, and this kid is bigger, and it will, there's a good chance it will kill them, and it will. So, from that perspective, it would have been clever to kill the kid there. Just saying. But, and there we are back full circle to the beginning of my little speech here. Askeladd stopped that by just saying he will die anyway and just left. And I think he knows that Thorfinn will not. There's enough of his father in him to make him a survivor. And I think it's the beginning of Thorfinn kind of allowing or feeling the need to protect Thorfinn, or at least keep him alive in some kind of way. I don't think he shrugged that off. He realized what was going on there. And maybe there's a small part of regret in Askeladd that feels like he needs to be punished. Maybe that's why he keeps this possible death in the form of the little kid with the dagger active. We will see. By the way, you don't need a sword. Does not mean you need a dagger. Just saying. But I think that's something Thorfinn will have to learn, and it will take a while. What a great episode. What a great episode. I think that's it for now. I liked this episode a lot. I hope you did as well. I guess so, right? And for the next episode's reaction, as always, it should already be available on my Patreon. Please leave a comment, a like, or subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you then. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye. Out.